Okay, so good morning everyone, no matter what time zone you're in. I am Mayan Mishalka, and we are Success Collective. Success Collective is a group of imperfect people aggressively committed to growth in our family, faith, finance, and fitnesses. So, our topic for today is small wins create big change. Today, I want to talk about progress, but not the kind we usually celebrate. Not the big breakthroughs, not the dramatic turning points, not not the once in a lifetime moments that make great stories. I want to talk about the small wins, the quiet victories, the things that seem almost too simple to matter because most of the change in our lives doesn't come from one giant leap. It comes from many small steps taken consistently. We tend to underestimate small beginnings. We wait for the perfect moment to make a big move, to feel fully ready, fully confident, fully certain. But while but while we're waiting for big, life is asking us for small. One task is completed, one honest conversation, one healthy choice, one step forward. Small wins feel unimpressive in the moment. They don't always get noticed. They don't get always get applause, but they build something powerful, momentum. Momentum is what carries you on the days you don't feel motivated. Momentum is what turns effort into habit, and habits repeated over time become transformation. The problem is that many of us are addicted to big results but impatient with small progress. We want instant change, visible proof, dramatic improvement, and when progress looks ordinary, we think it's not working. So we quit too early. But real growth is quiet before it is loud. Think about anything strong and lasting. Muscles grow from repeated small strain. Trust grows from repeated small honesty. Confidence grows from repeated small follow through. Character grows from repeated small decisions made when no one is watching. Big change is just small change that refuse to stop. A small win today might look like showing up even when you're tired, choosing patience instead of reacting, finishing something you usually postpone, saying no to what distracts you, saying yes to what develops you. On their own, these actions seem minor, but together over time, they reshape your life. Small wins also rebuild self trust. Every time you follow through on something simple, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. You begin to believe in your own consistency, and that belief becomes the foundation for bigger responsibilities later. Many people wait to feel confident before acting, but confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the result of many small promises you kept to yourself. Small wins teach patience. They remind you that growth is not a single event, but a process. You stop chasing quick results and start building steady progress. And steady progress lasts longer than sudden change. There is also humility in small wins. They keep you grounded. They keep you present. They keep you working on what matters instead of waiting for recognition. You don't need to change everything today, you just need to win something small today. Because tomorrow, that small win makes the next step easier. And the day after that, it becomes part of who you are. Eventually, what once required effort becomes natural. What once felt hard becomes routine. That's how big change happens, not in one dramatic moment, but in daily, repeated faithfulness to small actions. Faith reminds us that little things matter. Seeds are small because they become trees. Daily obedience looks ordinary before it produces extraordinary fruit. Consistency in the unseen creates impact in the visible. If you're waiting for your life to change, don't wait for the big moment. Take the small step, finish the small task, make the small improvement. Celebrate the small wins because they are not small in the long run. One step today becomes a habit tomorrow, a habit becomes strength, strength becomes transformation. Small wins repeated with intention create big change. Another reason small wins matter is because they make progress visible. Many of us feel stuck not because we aren't moving, but because we don't recognize the movement we're making. We measure growth only by big milestones, so everything smaller feels invisible. When progress feels invisible, motivation fades. You begin to think nothing is changing, even when important work is quietly happening. Small wins solve this. They give your mind evidence that movement is real. They, every completed step is proof that you are not where you were yesterday. Small wins break overwhelming goals into double actions. Instead of trying to change your whole life at once, you focus on what can be done today. That shift removes pressure and replaces it with clarity. Clarity reduces fear. When the next step is small, you stop overthinking and start moving. Small wins also interrupt negative self talk. Instead of telling yourself you're behind, you remind yourself you showed up. You followed through. You did something that mattered. That, that truth slowly rewrites how you see yourself. Over time, identity begins to change. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries sometimes and start seeing yourself as someone who shows up daily. That identity is more powerful than motivation because it doesn't depend on feelings. Small wins create rhythm. One moment. Rhythm creates stability, and stability makes growth sustainable. Without small wins, we chase extremes. We overwork one day and give up on the next. We start strong and stop suddenly. But when progress is built on small, repeated actions, effort becomes steady instead of exhausting. Small wins will also teach presence. You stop living only for future results and start valuing today's effort. You learn to respect the process instead of rushing to the outcome. This is this is where real confidence grows. Not from big moments of success, but from quiet consistency. You begin to trust your pace. You stop comparing your character 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Today, remember this, if you can't see big change yet, look for small fruit. Finished tasks, kept promises, one more honest attempt. Progress is not always loud, sometimes it whispers. But when you learn to notice and honor small wins, you never feel stuck for long because every day holds something you can complete, improve, or choose well. And when progress is visible to you, quitting becomes harder than continuing. That's, mo- that's how small wins keep big change alive. So the final takeaway for this topic is big change is not built in one powerful moment, but in many small, faithful ones. Every time you choose a small win, showing up, following through, making one better decision, you create visible proof that progress is happening. Those small actions build momentum, reshape your habits, and slowly transform how you see yourself. You don't need dramatic breakthroughs to move forward. You need daily, repeatable effort. When you learn to notice and value small wins, you stop feeling stuck because each day offers a chance to advance, even quietly. Small wins are not minor, they are building blocks of lasting change.